Also, new changes. I think it's going to basically make them, from what I read, basically it's going to make the meta more brawly and less. Like basically, like to me, the biggest winners are heroes like Ryan. Heroes that don't rely on a certain lethality breakpoint to kill people. So like heroes like Ryan, like Winston, like Zarya, and like sustained damage characters. And then the biggest losers are going to be heroes that have like this sort of almost like pseudo assassination gameplay. So heroes like Genji, like Tracer, like Doomfist, like Ball, like I'm trying to think who else. Probably someone like Echo as well. Heroes that like sort of are in a position where like they get on a squishy and they try to do 200 damage and get away are basically the ones that are fucked. And the other one who wins big is Widow, because none of her breakpoints actually change. She can still one-shot people. Junkrat can't really one-shot? Yeah, actually, you're right. Junkrat can't one-shot either, so Junkrat's fucking shit as well. Hanzo, yeah, Hanzo's gutted as well. I mean, basically, like, I don't know. They're making the patch basically just like a... Honestly, they're making a patch designed for fucking Chris and his team. That's what they're doing. They're making a patch that's going to facilitate brawl meta.
Quick one, OTB.
I had fun. I mean, in my opinion, like the two biggest issues of the game that happened since Overwatch 2 is the homogenization of tank heroes and support heroes to a lesser degree.
No.
Just combined with how much supports are overtuned in general. Dive, I was have 10 years torture and there wasn't Trace. I mean, that's just not true. The only people who didn't enjoy that meta were flex support players. Because the meta was basically killing the enemy flex support and how long the flex support could survive. Every single other role in the matchup enjoyed dive meta. Genji, Tracer, Winston, Diva all enjoyed dive meta so much because you all had tons of individual impact. What's that punch team OP'd? I mean, they buffed. Did they buff Doom's punch damage? I think they did, right? But I don't know by how much. And buffing Doom's punch damage doesn't really do much of a difference. Doesn't really make much of a difference if the HP's higher. Because 80% of the damage in a game comes from your left clicks. I mean, whatever. I mean, I think the odds that the patch is a success is about like 10%. I think it's almost certainly a terrible patch. I just don't see it working until they do a blanket nerf of the damage that supports do and the survivability they have, and then combined with like reworking half the tanks. I don't understand how this game is ever going to be successful. The game has like zero competitive integrity really now. Like competitive wise, the game's really just like not unique. I think what Samito says is true that like in terms of like they really tried to make the game just into like a much more traditional FPS. Like in my opinion, they've gone too hard into the oh my god, this should go by the way. Okay, never mind. They pushed too hard in the FPS element, where in my opinion, the thing that made this game enjoyable was the MOBA element. It was like how unique a lot of the heroes felt, and nowadays they all just feel the same. They all just literally feel like compared to Torb now, compared to what he was like in the past, like in the original Overwatch, or even someone like Hug. It's like Hug now is not a high risk, high reward hero. It's like a medium reward, no risk hero. I don't like it when they just give every class they give every hero every tool to do everything. Have no weaknesses. Every character now has like a way. Like no character has a weakness anymore, really. But well, yeah, I mean, it's a gross oversimplification, but like the principle stands strong in terms of like a lot of the heroes that were like unique in the game. Like Hog is a really good example of like a hero that was really unique, a really fun character to play. Yes, I get it, frustrating character to play against, but like his skill, like. His hero was so fucking unique in Overwatch 1 in terms of like, you would hook someone at any time basically, and as long as they're not a tank, it's gonna one-shot them, right? But at the same time, you have a really large health pool, but you're incredibly vulnerable because you have no real defensive tools. So half the time, even if you end up not dying, not only do you end up being susceptible to certain like anti-heals and stuff like that and debuffs, but you're also a massive ult feeding bag. So they basically undid all that. Now he doesn't play. His one-shot combo is not the same. I mean, it can still one-shot, but the consistency of the one-shot is so much less now. It's ridiculous. but now he's virtually unkillable. And like now it's like, okay, like if it's how you get debuff, you're instantly dead. But if you didn't, you still could die pretty easily, right? Now it's like if you don't debuff him, he cannot die. Like he's practically immortal unless you put like a Discord orb or a nade on him. That's not the way the hero should be. Like Ryan's a much better example of a well-designed hero in terms of like he would always be punishable. Like regardless of what state Ryan is, Ryan is always in a situation where he can die. He's like, there's never been a time where Ryan is like immortal as a hero. Bap Echo is like this game. I mean, break was what brought the game down because it created a super unhealthy. Like break was a basically before they added break, the game was in the probably the best state it's been in ever. But dive meta was too strong, and they had no way of knowing.
Have you seen the tournament thing? The face it.
They didn't know how to like to nerf dive without adding a hero that basically just entire design shits on dive and is also criminally overtuned.
What tournament?
It's the face it, you know, like you kill your own team.
You mean like the Saudi tournament?
I think so.
Mashallah, brother.
Man, I'm getting rolled. Oh,
Goats
crap.
was fun. Goats was really not fun though. I mean, like Goats
like
conceptually was like fun.
Oh, what the fuck?
But like, I mean, I don't know. Like obviously, like the issue of Goats and a lot of metas is like the idea. Like, I think it's so much better to having a rock paper scissors meta is so much more fun for the game than having a mirror meta.
Can't see whether
That. Is it the Middle East? I think it's the
issue is Diva. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. Rock paper scissors is the only way you can make the game like actually like, in my opinion, like not get obscenely stale. Like yes, like rock paper scissors has its issues, but basically you're choosing between a rock paper scissors meta, or you're choosing between mirror meta. And in my opinion, it's clear to me that rock paper scissors meta is better.
We gave up. Feels bad, man. Chipsa, come to Saudi Arabia.
Okay. I'll come for the World Cup. Yo, Chipsa, come to Brazil. Mirror meta is skill based. Who wins? I mean, sure, but like, I mean, every meta will be skill based. Who wins to a degree, right? But like who enjoys watching teams like Goat? Like the reason why the game died of Goats isn't because necessarily it was not fun to play. It was like, at least the esports side, it was like unbelievably shit to watch. Because the issue is in order to understand what was going on in a Goats game, you have to have a pretty deep understanding of the game in order to just understand the fundamentals of what's going on.
Oh, nice! What about
nothing is intuitive in Goats meta.
Get G1 behind.
But Goats meta, the problem with Goats meta had the individual skill aspect of the game was so low.
No! This guy only hurts me, man! Come on.
This hero is
More
so
DPS,
fucking healthy.
more dips, more dots.
Let's turn Hogger to a high-risk, high-roll hero, and instead let's turn him into a hero who's literally immortal. And yeah, Goats is only meta where team players key to success. Again, that right there's like the most like fucking like elo boosted statement in human history. That's client of the week right there. Like saying like Goats was the most team-based meta. I agree with you. Like I agree with what you're saying in that regard. But like in terms of like seeing it's the only meta that was like team play is like ridiculous. Like dive meta was like the perfect amalgamation of individual skill plus team play. You win fights by your Winston, like your team diving in the right spots, and you'd also win fights by your Tracer Genji just popping off and killing 2 people by themselves. Or you're annihilating a clutch sleep, or something like that, right? It was honestly like such a good meta. I think a rock paper scissors meta and a map dependent meta can go hand in hand. Like for me, the best period of Overwatch when there was this rock paper scissors meta of there was triple DPS dive, there was Winston Diva dive, and there was triple tank. And triple tank was countered by triple DPS. Triple DPS was countered by Winston Diva dive, and Winston Diva dive was countered by triple tank. It was beautiful form of Overwatch because basically all 3 of those comps were like relatively equally viable, right? but you had maps that favored certain comps. So like maps like King's Row, like if you had a series in a triple DPS dive team and
This guy has very good patience. Doesn't hook.
like if you had a team who's like triple DPS and one team is triple tank, like a lot of like their series, like a lot of like the series that they have is like they'd win certain maps. Like King's Row, like the tank team would win, and Gibraltar, etc. And it just created a lot more like diversity. Like if then the tank team won on Gibraltar, all of a sudden they're in trouble. But now everything just feels so sameish that it's just boring. Everything just feels the same. Every game feels identical to the previous one. Every team plays the same way because there's only like really one way to play it. And even if they swap heroes and stuff, like you know why people like learning Spitfire last season and like the last 2 seasons?
Whoa.
Not because they were good. It's because they played something that wasn't like everyone else. Like they played a style that like other teams didn't play, and people found that fun. People try to do nicknames like it. Man, that's an individual hero though. Like not like a comp, right? Like talking like pro play, like you know, it's I don't know how to explain this. And the problem is I haven't watched Overwatch League in like 3 years, so my takes are very like baseline. So in Vancouver Titan played goats. What you mean? They played the same shit but played a different name. I mean that meta, everyone played goats, but people just liked it because Bumper was a fucking madman. That's why people liked it. Like he would just run it down mid every game and win. Right? That's because of an exciting play and not because of an exciting meta, right?
Well, yes, yeah.
But in a game where hero swapping is like one of the core concepts, I think having a rock paper scissors meta is the best way to balance the game. What enjoyment in less than 9 months? Yeah, I agree with that. The biggest issue of goats is probably like it was probably the most long-standing like individual meta that there's ever been. Combined with the fact it was also the lowest individual skill meta there's ever been, it's never gonna be a great combo. That's a massive kill.
Quick, not to be.
Should kill him as well.
In one.
That's good shit, lads.
Yeah. Yo, Chipsa.
Yeah.
There's in Saudi Arabia, there's gold residency for talent people. Should have signed up.
For what? For what people?
No? Talent people.
Oh really?
Like talents. Yeah, they opened up. Like.
So I should move to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, you can live. I mean, you need to have like 100,000 reals, which is equal to I don't know how much. I think I'm not sure.
100,000 yells? Did you say?
Reals, I don't know how much.
I'll look at it, mate. But thanks, man.
I'm not sure, but yeah, you can live here.
100,000 yells. Arabia currency. 100,000 reals. I need 21 grand. I'm fine. I'm actually moving. It's actually won. I'm actually moving.
My team is AFK. My team is so scared. My team is AFK. My team is so scared. My team is AFK. My team is so scared. My team is AFK. It's just bullshit. Hey, friends. We're all friends here. Hey, friends.